Hi, I'm Lisa Crilley Mallis, your time strategy visionary and owner of System Savvy Consulting. Today I want to talk to you about one of my favorite distraction busting techniques. And it's called the parking lot. Or, for those of you who are eco-friendly, you can go ahead and call it the bike rack. What I like about this technique is it allows us to take ideas in our head that may be distracting us from our tasks at hand and park them into the parking lot. So when something pops into your head that's not exactly related to what you're doing, just jot it down on a piece of paper and you can come back to that later. Or many of my clients actually put one idea per post-it note and then put all those aside. And then afterwards, when they're finished with their number one most important task, they come back and grab those ideas and determine which one is the most important to start with next. Sounds like a pretty awesome idea, doesn't it? So let me give you some strategies for when it might be applicable to implement this. Let's say that you are on the computer working and you have an idea and you open a tab on the internet browser to follow this idea. Then while you're there, that leads to another one, which leads to another one, and the next thing we know, we're about 8 tabs away from the project that we originally started on. It happens to everyone. So instead of clicking the next tabs, go ahead and jot those ideas down as they occur to you on a separate sheet of paper or on a post-it note. Then when you finish the task that you started, you can go ahead back and decide, okay, what do I want to work on next out of those ideas instead of browser. Another place the parking lot can come in pretty useful is when you're in a meeting. Let's say that you're in a meeting and they're discussing big picture ideas and you've got this great idea on how to implement one of their big picture ideas. Jot that down so you don't forget it for later when you come back into the strategic planning portion of that meeting. Also, if you're in a presentation and you're listening to someone give information and it leads to a thought that you would like to ask about, but you know that you really can't ask about it in the middle of their presentation, jot it down so you have it for later. What I find that happens a lot when I'm listening to live presentations, or even I do a lot of my professional development on webinars, and I find that while I'm listening to them, I'm relaxed, and all of a sudden my head starts to think of different ideas, and I think, oh wow, wouldn't it be great if I do this, or oh, I need to check this. And especially when I'm listening to a webinar, the inclination is, well, that person really can't see me. I can go ahead and open up that browser and check on that date. Or I can make sure that I remembered to pay XYZ bill. But really what that's doing is just taking my focus away from my professional development. And I really want to learn what they're talking about. So instead, I jot those down and put those into the parking lot. Another great time to use a parking lot is when you're focused on a project and your creative juices are flowing, and then all of a sudden this idea for another awesome project pops into your head, and then you start to think, oh, wait a minute, and you start to go down that path. Instead, I urge you, go ahead and jot that idea for that next awesome project down. This happened to me, in fact, just yesterday. I'm working on a presentation that I have in 2 weeks, and I had this great idea about creating an online Facebook community around accountability and moving forward with our goals. And I thought, wow, I don't want to lose this. And I felt myself start to work on that project. And I thought, no, stop. Jot down those ideas, put them in the parking lot, and finish working on the outline for your presentation. I hope this is giving you a lot of practical applications on where you can use the parking lot, or again, for those of you who are exceptionally eco-friendly, the bike rack, and it'll help keep you focused and not as distracted. As always, I am keeping my fingers crossed that you found value in my video today. I'm Lisa Crilley Mallis, your time strategy visionary, wishing you a distraction-free and productive day.